All right. Hello. Hi,
Hey. What's happening?
guys. We have a guest here.
A very special guest.
Hi, guys.
Tell everyone who you are.
Hi, I'm Nana. Morgan's Nana.
Yes.
I'm everybody's Nana. If I like you, you can call me Nana. If I don't like you, you got to call me Debbie. Just don't call me bitch, okay?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I've been looking forward. These girls have really set this up really great. Like, it's like so
Aw.
professional. It's
That's
like,
cute.
Thank you.
I'm insanely impressed
Thanks,
here.
Nana. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
First,
Where's your drink?
yeah,
Here.
right here.
We are so
First
happy to have
guest.
you. This is a big deal.
Yeah, this is a really
Cheers.
big deal.
Oh,
All right,
Got it
so
on me.
as requested by you, right? We have some crazy stories about funeral drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah.
funeral drama.
Oh. Ooh.
It
How
might
do
get
you
a
feel
little
about
dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
It's a little dark, but
yeah, it is. Well, let's get to it.
all right, let's get right in.
into it.
All right, Simone's gonna take it away.
I'm gonna start. Okay, story 1. Am I the asshole for revealing my pregnancy at a family funeral? My 29 female and my husband 32 male, his brother tragically passed away 2 weeks ago of a very short-lived illness. While he was still ill in May, my husband and I discovered I was around 6 weeks pregnant. We've suffered a miscarriage previously, so we chose not to say anything as we felt the family's focus should be on his brother and sister-in-law, and we weren't convinced the pregnancy would be viable. Well, we then made it to 12.5 weeks and went for a scan, and under normal circumstances would have told the family. However, his brother's health had taken a serious turn for the worse, and we did not think it was the right time, so we agreed to wait as long as we could before revealing anything so as not to cause additional pain or stress. His brother sadly passed away only 5 days after our scan. Because of the current situation with the world, it was only a small funeral with a wake of around 25 close family members. At the wake, everyone was having a drink, and I was carefully only having Diet Coke to look like it was a vodka Coke. Then my mother-in-law brought out a few bottles of my brother-in-law's favorite wine and poured everyone a glass. I took a glass so as not to raise suspicion and just pretended to sip it. My sister-in-law noticed my wine wasn't going down, then spotted my husband and I swapping glasses. I now know that she had already suspected the pregnancy, and fairly loudly asked why I wouldn't drink her husband's favorite wine in his honor. I panicked and said I was drinking it slowly to savor it. Everyone's attention was then on us, and she started shaking her head and saying, "I can't believe you do this." My mother-in-law hurried over and took my husband and I out to the garden and asked if we were pregnant. We admitted we were, and as we tried to explain, she cut us off and simply said we had to leave. My husband said he would leave with me if she made me go, and she just sighed and said, "Leave then," and we went back inside. So we left, and in the past week have made several attempts to contact his parents and family and have received barely any response. My husband now thinks we should have just lied and said we weren't pregnant, but I'm not sure that would have even worked. Am I the asshole for revealing the pregnancy instead of lying?
Nana, go ahead.
Well, why should you have to hide a pregnancy?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That I know, like, you should share that, not particularly at that time at the funeral, but
Right.
sooner or later, like, you got to shine. Yeah,
You
Yeah.
gotta shine.
yeah, you got to
Well,
shine.
and they really didn't share
She
it.
didn't go out of her
They were
way.
out it. Called the wife out and said, "Why aren't you drinking his wine?"
Well, you clearly know. Like, you're not an
Yeah.
idiot. Or
Yeah.
are you?
Or are you? There are a few
They
edits.
are.
She did add, my sister-in-law began to suspect we were pregnant just over a month ago. We're not sure what tipped her off. At the funeral, she wasn't aware how far along I was and assumed the timing matched up, that we had tried for a baby deliberately when her brother became ill.
What?
I'm not sure why we would have done this. She did know we'd been trying previously, but then stopped due to the miscarriage. It's also an unspoken truth that everyone knew she wanted to try for another baby. So I'm not sure if that has played a part in her reaction, but it is possible. At the funeral, she'd had a couple of drinks by the time the wine came out, and was understandably distraught with everything that's happened. So when she realized I wasn't drinking, it confirmed for her that she'd been right, and she got upset. Also, the reason my mother-in-law quickly removed us from the situation is because my sister-in-law had already approached her before the funeral to voice her suspicions. So So she was trying to de-escalate it and trying to, like, make them leave, basically, before the sister-in-law.
So it obviously just seems like she's hurt that obviously her partner's gone. She was clearly trying for another child.
Yeah.
She sees that someone else is bringing a child into this world. You know, as sad as it is that your brother is like passed, it's even if they were trying for a child in that time, that doesn't take away from the passing of his brother or the woman's husband.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't mean that they shouldn't be, you know, creating a life.
Right, life still goes on.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry.
At the end of the day,
I find it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blessing that, you know, she's going to have the baby.
Absolutely. It's a circle of
Why
life.
take that away from her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's the time when you shine. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Absolutely.
So is she an asshole?
Yeah. Is who an asshole?
You're saying the sister-in-law is an asshole, absolutely.
For kicking them out.
For kicking them out
Yeah,
and calling
who the
her
hell-
out.
And she's not an asshole for being pregnant.
No, absolutely not. She's been trying for a baby. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to tell him to leave?
Yeah, it's
That
the whole
woman's
thing's
got
crazy.
issues. She's got issues. Frank. Where are they from anyways? You know?
We don't know.
Nutsville. All right, story 2.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for crashing my ex's mother's funeral and telling his children I'm carrying their sibling? My ex's mother and I were very close. I knew her from long before I started seeing her son. I saw her as my own mother. We kept close contact up until the end. When I found out she passed, I was devastated. Her funeral was yesterday, and I went without receiving an invite. Didn't know you needed an invite to a funeral, but this is important for later. If you didn't get it from the title, I'm pregnant with my ex's child. Unfortunate situation since he's back with the wife, and things are tense, but that's the current situation. I was going there just for the funeral and to pay respects to an amazing woman who had treated me like her own child. I even sat at the back as to avoid getting attention. However, attention came, and my ex's wife came to me saying that I was not invited and I was crashing the funeral and I must leave. Luckily, my ex's older brother intervened and said that I was welcomed. The only problem was, after this, he basically forced me to sit further in front, literally put his arm around me, and led me to the front despite saying I was fine. He sat me in the row reserved for family, directly behind my ex, his wife, and their children. While people were looking at the body, open casket, their kids saw me and came to hug me and noticed my stomach was so big. They asked if I was pregnant. Their mother butted in and made a snarky remark saying, "Yes, darling, she is pregnant. She can't stop making them."
Oh.
Mind you, I only have one other child, so this comment was purely just to make me sound like some loose woman. But still, I bit my tongue. The youngest then asked if the child would have red hair like me, and the mother scoffed under her breath and said something like, "God forbid." So I was like, but your dad does have brown hair, so the baby could just look exactly like you guys, since the baby would be their younger brother or sister. Their mother overheard this and immediately called the kids back to her. I left as soon as the funeral was over. I got a call later that night from my ex saying that I was an asshole for telling their kids about the baby without talking to them first, and told me to stay away from his family. Am I the asshole? Do you want to hear the edits first?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, there was no affair. They were separated. We dated. They decided to get back together. We broke up. They both already knew about the pregnancy before the funeral. So
Good to know.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's important. Like,
Super important.
Yeah.
to know. Yeah, because if you're just like the mistress and you're showing up at this funeral,
And then I'm finding out that that's a whole totally different
that's crazy.
story. So
But-
she knew, she was well aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Those are the only edits?
that's the only edits. Yeah.
Ooh.
is she we blowing bubbles around here?
That's funny.
That is funny. Nana, what do you think? Is she the asshole for showing up pregnant at her ex's funeral?
Ex's mother.
Sorry, yes.
If she didn't go, that wouldn't be very appropriate, really.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, it's like, you know, when a life is gone, another one comes. It's like the circle of life. It's a, you know, 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're happy or sad,
Yeah.
you know.
Honestly, what would you think the most, like, the overall vote is? What do you think it is?
I would like to assume that she's not the asshole.
People said she is the asshole.
For which part, going or telling the kids about the pregnancy? Because I think it's 2 different stories.
So this is the thing. You had every right to go to the funeral.
Okay.
Where I would have waited until after visit the grave. Because I swear, guys, I am dyslexic. But I swear to God, these people are trying to fucking make me out to look worse than I am.
I don't think she did anything wrong.
How far along is she?
So it
She's
says,
visibly pregnant.
you are the asshole for dumping drama while talking to the kids. You could have easily sidestepped the children's question with, wouldn't that be nice? Or, well, we'll have to wait and see. You didn't have to choose instead to start some shit. So basically people are saying she's the asshole for saying to the kids that, yes, she's pregnant with their sibling.
Yeah, she shouldn't have told the kids at the funeral.
Yeah.
She should have taken them somewhere aside. You're not going there to, you know, talk to kids or shit like that.
What would you do if you were pregnant? Would you show up at the funeral
Yeah.
and tell the kids?
And the kids ask you, though. I think that's the important part. If someone
Ooh,
asks
if
me...
somebody asked me, I couldn't lie. I'd be like,
Right.
So you're starting drama in the funeral.
No, I
Wear a big fur coat. Hide that
drama
belly.
in a funeral.
Yeah, if you're telling the kids about their siblings that you're carrying.
Yeah, that is drama.
How old are these kids? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't
How old are
know.
they?
We don't know.
I don't think it's that. I think also if someone asks you, it's very different. It's similar to the last the last story, right? I'm not willingly going out and telling everyone I'm pregnant, but if you ask me, you're gonna get an answer,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like I think that's.
I think, yeah, from her side, like, kids
Kids are different.
Yeah.
Like kids are different. She could have maybe like swindled her way out of it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I am pregnant. Why am I gonna hide the fact that
I was
I'm pregnant?
just gonna say, it's not
That's
like
not-
she had an affair with this guy,
Yeah.
sneaking behind the
Yeah.
wife. Everyone knew. Clearly the mother knew about her.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of my
Everyone
baby,
knew
like-
about
Yeah.
the pregnancy before the funeral, except for the children.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, she shouldn't. I will say, though, she went up to the front with the brother.
Yes.
I would have been like, no, seriously, I'm fine back here.
Yes.
She did say she went to the back of the funeral, like the
it's just
service.
Yeah.
respectful.
She was trying to just, pay her respects, but from afar.
Yeah,
The
the down
brother-
low. It's like,
But the brother had moved her to the front. That's a little weird to me.
Yeah.
That's on, I think that he should have known better than to do that. You already know that obviously it's a weird situation.
Right.
Yeah, why would he take her to the front?
He wants drama.
Yeah, he wants drama, but she doesn't. She just wanted to pay her respects.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the asshole.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
not the
That-
asshole.
Those are 2 touchy things, life and death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We celebrate life and we celebrate death.
Halla fucking Eula.
Yoo-hoo.
So, sidebar.
Oh yeah, I had a sidebar about that. How do we feel about open caskets?
Oh, boy. I would prefer to have it closed.
Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, more. Go.
Because sometimes they just don't look like that person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
More times than not,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. I had 2, for instances, in the last year where they didn't look like
Yeah.
themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
It's not a good last memory, I
no.
find.
No. I agree.
Yeah. The one that I lost had a chubby face and was always joking and was so,
Yeah.
he was so thin. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
No, I agree.
You know-
I just want, have your memories of me as I
Yeah.
was alive and healthy.
Yeah.
Morgan?
remember that. You remember when he was joking and, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are all jokers down here.
Down here.
In the north.
I agree.
Okay.
Obviously, this is my Nana, so we've been to a couple funerals together, but yeah, most of the people don't look alike like
they don't.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's just, I think though it is like to be able to, for some people to like be able to touch. Like
Yes.
I haven't had
Yeah.
anyone that's really near and dear
Close,
to me,
yeah,
like
I
very
get it.
close. Like it's been like extended family or, you know, like somebody that I knew of. So to me, like, but even I have touched a dead body, guys, and it's,
I know.
it's just, yeah.
Yeah, you get, how can I say you get used to it? You should never get used to it, but you will, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You can just touch.
No, but it's fun.
Not like you're not going to jump in there, right? You're just going to
No,
We're
yeah.
not jumping in.
I'm not, yeah.
But it's funny you say that because I did go to one funeral and the person was cremated and it did feel weird not having
I know.
that. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget the one funeral that I went to when I was really young, and like it
Freaked you out?
freaked me out for a very long time.
Because it was an open casket?
It was an open casket. And I just remember for like a really, really long time. And I think that's where like my issue with death kind of started. Like it just,
I'm terrible with death.
I'm so bad. I can't
Yeah.
like,
I'm very avoidant.
yeah. So it's hard, but I do like, I like a closed casket. I like the idea of a casket. Cause yeah, like the cremation, like it was just very,
Those motherfuckers cost a lot of money.
I know. I want a nice ass casket.
I think that you could rent those if you're going to be cremated. No, serious. You can. No.
Rent a casket.
Somebody help me out here. I know that you can rent them. You can rent them for the afternoon, and then
Yes, and then you get cremated.
yeah.
Okay.
Like you're renting it for a couple hours. This is the way they do it.
This is god awful.
That's how.
Funny.
And then you got like a nice coffin, but then that's it. It's a rental. It's a rental. It really is.
Funny.
You know, and then
God, it's basically like renting a U-Haul. Like,
Yeah.
you
So
just
funny.
move it around for a few hours.
Switch out the bodies.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was but they always have stuff underneath.
It's so funny.
You think they vacuum them and stuff?
But that industry is a gold mine.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
it's
I actually
insanity.
grew up, but I worked with somebody, sweetest girl ever. Her family owns like a funeral home here.
They're loaded.
They never go out of business, obviously.
No. They are booked and busy.
But they're busy.
Which one is it?
Oh, we can't be dropping all
No,
that.
I know, but is it what?
All right, we'll get into story 3.
Yeah.
Cute.
Is it you? Yeah.
No, I just went. Oh, it's me.
It is you.
Surprise. Oh, bear with me. Yeah, I'll give you the titles of 2. You pick which one you want to hear. Am I the asshole for sitting with my son at my wife's funeral? Or am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral?
I think the asshole in the ex's funeral.
Okay, so the second one. Yeah.
That's an asshole. That's what I call 100% asshole.
All right. Am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral?
Serious.
I'll admit, I'm biased right off the bat. I couldn't stand her.
I'm like, you can't be saying that yet, Simone. Come on, girl.
Part of the story. I called her his ex to myself and others. He called her his friend. We're all in our early 40s. She died recently, an aneurysm. I've been with him 10 years now, but he'd known her for 20 plus. The way he tells it. They were friends in college, decided to date, got married, then realized they weren't a great couple and decided to just be friends. All that happened years before I met him. He was clear early on that she was important. A couple months into dating, it came up that his friend was actually his ex-wife. He explained the above to me.
Go ahead.
Question? No? Okay. He explained the above to me, saying she wasn't one of his closest friends and that it was purely platonic. I expressed some discomfort at him being so close to an ex, and he told me, that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know, and I'll save us some time. I'll choose her. I like you and all, but I've known her for over 12 years, and she's one of the most important people in my life. You'll have to be okay with that if you want us to be a thing. When we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me this perplexed look and asked, why would us getting married affect my friendships? I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, so it's not like I could use him as an angle. He'd have lunch with the ex, they'd go to their geeky movies and whatever. The few times I brought it up, he said, we had this conversation before. You had your chance to back out. She died after they had lunch the other day on the way to her car. He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved. He was working for her husband on funeral planning. I told him, you don't think you're going, do you? My argument summed up. She's dead, so she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use his she's my friend excuse, since she doesn't exist anymore. He had his cry for a couple of days. He gets to be done with mourning her already. There's no need for him to go to her funeral, since I wouldn't want her at his. He was the angriest I've ever seen him when I told him that, replying that he'll be going no matter how I feel, and that he's willing to burn this to the fucking ground while holding up his wedding band. Besides you, she was the closest friend in my life, he said. Him, her husband, and my sisters are calling me an insensitive asshole over this, all saying that there was no romantic aspect to their friendship and that I'm heartless. Her husband went so far as calling me a ghoul for how I reacted. I've never felt their relationship was appropriate, and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel like I should have to hide it anymore and can speak freely. Am I the asshole for just wanting him to be done with her and for him to not attend the funeral?
You are an asshole.
You're a bitch.
100%.
You're a weirdo. Sorry, go ahead.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are an asshole, okay?
Absolutely.
Like, why can't she go? That was her husband. Right? They were married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was the girl I think though the problem is like his now wife,
right,
who was his girlfriend, is upset that. So, question though, was it that they were dated for a couple of years when she found out they were married, or a couple months? What did it say? Sorry?
So the original couple, the lady who died and her new husband, were together for 20 plus years.
Sorry, what?
20, 12, 10 plus years? It was a long story.
No, the girl that is like passed away and the new husband.
They were together, for they had known each other for 20 plus years.
Known each other, they went to college or whatever.
Yes.
But then he started dating this new girl who's a crazy lunatic.
Yeah.
And sorry, it says
they've been together 10 years.
But it said there was something about somebody either she was with him for months or she was with him for years, then found out about them married.
A couple months into dating, it came up that the first few months that was his friend.
Right.
Then a couple months into them dating, she found out that it was actually his ex-wife.
Okay, so
I
think like clearly I thought it was a couple years because I'm like, you should have said something before
it was
a couple years,
months.
Obviously.
That he said, finally, that friend of mine is actually my ex-wife. I think that's pretty fucked up.
On whose part?
The husband.
On the husband?
Yeah, on the husband?
For not telling her that his friend was actually his ex-wife.
He told her down the couple months. You think he should have been right up front?
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
An ex-wife, that's...
I agree with that.
Okay.
You're bringing me around as your friend, and then I find out months later that this was someone you were married to. I should have been privy to that information.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
When you look at it... Yeah.
But now that you know that, you have the decision to leave. And you decided to stay.
But it's a couple months in. I've already built this relationship
couple months
with
is
you.
not... It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Morgan, what if it was 7, 8, 9 months?
It doesn't matter. Like, if that's a boundary that you don't think you can get over, which clearly she couldn't, then you shouldn't put yourself in that position. Then you already know that that's a boundary. If you were sorry, but if you had the confidence and you had like the knowledge, like if you would have been like, you know what, this is crazy, you didn't tell me right off the bat, I feel like you've been sneaking around, lying to me because you knew that this was an issue. There's a reason you're not telling me.
Yes.
So if you decided not to tell me, and that was what you didn't want to do, and now I find out, you're being sneaky, therefore, I'm leaving. Because I deserve somebody who's not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to be like, well, I've been around for, 8 months, and now I'm going to be pissed off because this girl's not going anywhere. He's
not
literally,
going anywhere.
He's burning his goddamn ring.
Yeah.
The bitch isn't going anywhere.
Well, it sounds to me that she would have killed her anyway, so...
Maybe she was the one that killed her.
Maybe
I dropped
a couple months is like...
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not even in this.
Our production crew, stop! Okay, let's hear it.
I kept quiet. No.
Well,
Are our
that's-
cameras rolling, first of all?
Oh, the yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't check.
No, they are. I can see the lights flashing.
Okay.
A couple months is like, what, 2-3 months? That's
A
what
couple is yes.
a couple months to me is like no more than 5.
I get
that's
that.
when you're pushing.
I get that. Yeah, that's fine.
So, just clarify that, but continue. How to say that.
I mean, yes.
The
That,
linguistics teacher here is just coming in hard again. A couple.
I think it was wrong for him right off the bat to have not disclosed that information, especially if she's around that much and her new husband. I think everyone's. What's the overall vote? Because everyone sucks here.
Everyone sucks here. I do
Yeah,
think she should have
everybody
just went to
sucks.
the funeral.
Yeah.
The lady's dead.
Yeah.
There's
You won at the end of the day. You actually don't need to worry. I think let your husband mourn. Obviously, it is awkward. I would say watching your husband mourn this much over
a different woman.
that's just not a nice feeling. I get that, but let him do it, and then it's done, girl. Like you won. Like
Yeah.
you've got him. All yours now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Sadly.
Oh man.
But yeah, just to wrap this one up.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's saying she's the asshole. Like,
Yeah.
top comment is literally like, you're a nominee for asshole of the year, and I think you might win. Yeah, one of his closest friends dies right in front of him, and your response is about time. Geez, lady, you're the asshole. This cannot be real. Is this fake? It's too callous to be real. Yeah, I guess we're all.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
the
we all agree
asshole.
then, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's good. 3
All
women
right.
agreeing. Can't top
Power to
that.
the women.
Power to the women. Don't see that
Power
often.
to the women.
All right. We're gonna get into the last story here. All right. Am I the asshole for calling someone out at a funeral? I, 51 female, went to my brother-in-law Kyle, 42 male's funeral last week. As the viewing came to an end, everyone was asked to move to the room where the service was taking place. As I walked out of the viewing room, I noticed a longtime family friend who was specifically asked not to come was there. 69 female. Well, we will name her Linda. We immediately got worried as my mother-in-law, Stacy, had not noticed Linda was there, and she was also the one who asked Linda not to attend. Prior to Kyle's passing, Linda had made many distasteful and hurtful remarks about Kyle, which had gotten back to Stacy. God damn, I'm out of breath. Once the service had started, everyone was asked if they had any comments or words they wanted to share before playing Kyle's favorite songs. No one did. They began to play the music. In the middle of the second song, Linda got up and proceeded to the front. The funeral worker stopped the music and everyone was a little confused. Linda proceeded to go on about how she didn't always agree with Kyle's upbringing and she was a second mom to him. How he had a rough life. She also said she's thinking about what he could have become, etc. By this time, the family next to me and myself were getting angry on top of Stacy sitting right there listening to all this. She finished her speech and went back to her seat. At the end of the service, I confronted her about how rude and horrible what she said was and that she shouldn't have been there in the first place. Some people said that I should have left it alone because it was a funeral, while others agree that she needed to be told straight. Am I the asshole?
Who?
No. Somebody had to speak up.
Right.
Somebody had to speak up. It sounds to me that whoever this woman was that went up to give her whatever, her eulogy or her opinion about the nephew, you had no business up there. And cutting that song? No. That was poor taste. No class whatsoever.
No class.
That's
No
a little
class.
strange.
I
Yeah.
think also, like you said, there was an opportunity for people to speak,
Right.
and she stayed silent.
So what did she do? Cut the music?
Yeah, I guess based on
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Well, this is a super
No.
new writing, so
The family should have pulled her outside.
She shouldn't have been allowed through the front door.
She wasn't supposed
Yeah,
to be. She wasn't supposed to. Oh no! From what the story, like I read.
From the story, they said she wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if it was this story, but I think maybe the first story you read, like, about the invitations to a funeral.
Yes.
I get that, but if once someone has told you specifically not to go to a funeral.
Right.
Or if you should just have the self-awareness to know if you should be somewhere or not.
Yeah.
If you're not close to the family, if you know there's animosity towards you, I don't think showing your face, even if you think I think a funeral at the end of the day is for that person's family.
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead, yes.
You can think that it's for that person, but really the people who are there that day are the people who are alive, and it's the family.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
So if you think you may have had this close relationship to this person, but you don't get along with the family, you don't go.
Right.
You go and you have your little shrine at home, and you do your prayers at home for this person. You don't show up to the funeral if you know that that's going to cause turmoil between the people who are living.
Yeah.
I think it's really disrespectful. And then for you to get up and speak in front of, it was his mom who was, she was saying something about.
So it says the lady was a family friend, and Stacy was the one that had asked her not to go, the mother.
Yeah.
Because prior to Kyle's passing, Linda had made many disrespectful and hurtful remarks about Kyle,
And it got
which
back to
had
the
gotten
mom.
back to the mom.
That's,
Yes.
So, and obviously, like,
why were you even there?
the last thing the mom, I think, would be wanting to do is be arguing with somebody. But I think, your presence is already just uncomfortable enough for everyone that obviously knows.
And then to get up and speak.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that mother?
Hi, guys.
No, it's
That poor mother that
heart-wrenching,
just her son just died, and for some person to get up there and belittle his life and say things that he didn't accomplish anything.
No, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's sick. She's a sick bitch.
And we have a visitor.
Oh, hello,
Nelly.
Nelly. No,
Yeah,
that's
It
really...
is what it is, okay? You're going to get a little bit of bleeps here, but...
Quack, Nana, give us a quack.
Quack, quack.
Quack.
Quack. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Quack. We're quackers.
subscribers.
Hey, you guys. If you want Nana back, I like you. Press like, subscribe, and share. Okay?
Yes.
Come on, guys. Let's get this going.
Right there.
Come on.
Up there.
The cameras.
We love you. We love you. We got lots and lots of stuff to talk to you about. Don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe, and share.
Please.
This is the best of the best all day long.
And if we get to how many likes are you twerking?
I will twerk. Yeah. You keep smashing those buttons. I don't care who you are. I will twerk. Literally, I know you're watching. I'm going to twerk. Smash the button. These girls are amazing. Like, their topics are like, I just can't. I keep listening to it over and over, and I keep learning more and more about life. In this age, I love it. I'm being serious, guys.
I know.
You've got a lot of smarts up here. And the more I watch you guys,
Just two girls with not a damn clue.
the more I watch you on YouTube, the more I see the maturity and how. And I will twerk. And for any family members, yes, you get to watch too. But first, you have to smash like. Let's all do it. Smash like, subscribe, share.
Smash, like, share.
Share.
All right, girl.
You let them know.
Oh man, I can't wait until you see this. Come on. Yep.
Bye.
Love you.
See you.